Can I still eat rice and lose weight? That was a question I had 2 days ago. And it's interesting because we have these beliefs about certain foods like carbs will turn into fat straight away, and it will then stop us losing inches, losing weight. And we've got to just come back a step and know that when it comes to weight loss, fat loss, it kind of goes in a bit of a triangle, in a pyramid. Let's go for it. Hey, Stephanie. So let's take it from here. So carbs get a really bad name. So you've got, it all kind of comes down. If you're just listening, I've just written the word calories. This is the most important thing here. Calories in, calories out, because carbohydrates will essentially only turn to fat if there's an excess of calories. Okay, that is pretty much definitive. There are benefits somewhat of reducing your carbohydrates to some extent at certain times, sure. So 2, then you've got your protein. Why? Well, protein is the second most important part of this, and you could argue they kind of go hand in hand because this keeps you more full up. This helps your appetite regulation. This will help you recover from exercise, daily life. If I can spell recover. This will help you keep full up for longer. It could even help with muscle. And essentially then, by default, your shape. If we can increase that, what difference could that have on here? People who increase this have better control here, on average. People subconsciously eat less. Then you've got carbs, fats, and you can kind of do what you want with these. Yes, there may be benefits for certain people, or people feel better if they lower their carbs. That could be to do with IBS reasons, and in that case, you might want to go for lower fermentable, lower fiber carbohydrates, and that's absolutely fine. And by default, if people cut out carbs, you've cut out a third of your plate, which means you've reduced your calories. So was it the carbs, or was it that you just reduced a third of your plate and reduced your calories? And that's fine. We often get results in spite of what we do, not because of it. Now, you've got to know that, yes, of course, you're going to have to make a change somewhere. And it might be that cutting down on the carb portions is the way you decide to hit a certain calorie intake or food intake, whether you track or not, that makes you feel good. Or you could say, I'm going to increase my protein. By increasing your protein and fiber, you could throw fiber in here as well, because fiber is super inefficient. The more inefficient you are with your diet, generally the better. So like fiber, it's roughage, it survives wind, rain outside. If you think about plants, your body has to digest that, ferment that. By default, you're going to feel more full up. You're going to burn more calories even eating it. So it's kind of win-win with that. So can you still eat carbs? Yes. The next part of it is timing. So this is like almost the least important. But going back into rice and carbohydrates, so what can you do? If you need to get a balance on here, you need to cut your calories down somewhat because you want to lose some body fat, whether it's to do with getting into certain clothes, feeling more energetic, having more energy again, whatever it is, coming off medication, whatever, or trying to reduce it, reducing your risk of certain diseases, whatever the reason is. And that's important to go into that. And I go into that all the time. You could reduce your carbohydrates through rice, etc., but it's fine to have it. What could you do? Well, you could compensate with your fats. Could you reduce your fats somewhere? Fats is quite an easy one to reduce sometimes because there's 9 calories in a gram of fat and only 4 calories in a gram of fat, calories in a gram of carbs. So if you get rid of a gram of fat of your diet, you've got 9 calories less, carbs 4. So it's just not true to say that carbohydrates are stored as fat because it really depends on this. So can you eat rice? Yes, you can. It really is personal preference. And in fact, I'm actually doing a meal plan at the moment because yesterday I had a chat with so many people about cottage pie and shepherd's pie. Maybe it's the time of year, the weather, and I really fancy shepherd's pie or cottage pie right now. Anyway, not right now, not for breakfast, although it wouldn't put it past me. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Any questions on that, let me know. And one way of doing that, if you did want to reduce your carbs, is you may be saying, right, I don't have carbs at lunchtime when I'm in control of my food. That's an easy way to reduce your calories via carbohydrates, if you want to do that, without really feeling like you're missing out, because you're in control of that lunch anyway. It doesn't mean you need to do it there. You could go with portion size. You could go increasing protein. There's so many choices. Anyway, Anyway. And getting your meals better and proper could be the difference, because what if you had proper meals, then you snacked less? Then you might be able to enjoy your carbs because you're snacking less because you're not as hungry. I could go in all day on this. Anyway, speaking of which, I've never known anyone who really got a handle of their comfort eating and snacking by almost just like starving themselves and cutting out loads of foods. And comfort eating is something I'm going to be talking about Wednesday, the 20th of October, 8 p.m. I'm going to do a free talk on this Wednesday, the 20th of October. If you want details on this, comment below of comfort eating. You need to be in my free private group for this. Comment below of comfort eating. I'll send you the link to the group, and then you can join in there. And I'll see you then. Take care. Have an awesome day. Any questions, let me know, and I'll see you soon.